Hi everybody, my name is Kayla and this is my video recap for my capstone proposal project. My main goal with my capstone proposal project is to create an online learning module for professors and teachers who teach online classes. The whole goal behind this module would be to help them understand how to reach their students who come from a wide variety of backgrounds, specifically cross-cultural ones. One of the reasons that I decided to do this is because cross-cultural communication is something that really is impactful to me and something that really is important to me. I think that there is so much knowledge out there in the world that sometimes we miss and don't always understand because of how many different people there are, all the different cultural backgrounds and differences that we go through, that sometimes even the most simple thing can be lost in translation. So I think it's really important that we find ways for people to be understood and to be able to be heard in what they're wondering and what they're wanting and what they're going through. I think this is important regardless of race, socioeconomic background, cultural background. And so really, I wanted to be able to help teachers especially to see where their students might be coming from and to help them have a great class experience and to bring forward just a really good presence in the online classes that they're having. One of the other reasons that I thought this was important is because in an online class, you can't always see students. Yeah, you might be able to see a picture of them or hear a little bit about their background, but to fully understand who they are is a lot harder in an online class because you don't necessarily have other subtle clues such as confused looks or people speaking or not speaking about things they understand. Having that barrier of an online wall can sometimes be a struggle. And this wasn't something that I'd read a lot about or heard a lot about when it comes to how culture can influence you in an online class. And so I thought it was important for me, one, to study it and understand how it works, and then to be able to help other teachers and other people who might be going through these same questions and wondering about people from different places around the world who are in their classes and how they can best be taught. The modules that I'm creating has three main focuses in it. The first is to help teachers just understand how culture can influence their students in an online class, and even in classes as a whole, because there is a difference between coming into a class when you have an assumed background and where you don't. And so looking at that from just a regular class standpoint and then taking it beyond that to look at how online that changes as well and how it can be influenced in different ways. The second thing is to be looking at having teachers be able to look back at their own work and to see the gaps that they might have in their own online classes. And then from there, the third thing is to take what they've seen in this online module and to apply it to their classes. One of the biggest things that I really liked in what I was researching was something called peer-to-peer relations. And this being that when people from cross-cultural backgrounds had another peer in their class who was kind of their go-to person, that the class felt more cohesive and that the students were able to learn better. And so bringing in ideas like this and things that have been researched to help these teachers go, oh, well, that's really easy to implement. We'll just make a buddy system. And then to bring all that together into one big piece so that teachers can quickly look at all these different things and have a great understanding of what it is. One of the other things that I want to do with my project is to look at and understand, create a list of just ideas and resources for teachers who might have students from all around the world, or who might have students from a variety of different backgrounds that they're not used to being in this online class. And to let this resource be something where they could go, I'm struggling with this student doesn't seem to be communicating. Maybe I can try using one of these resources that's there. Maybe I can try a peer-to-peer relation or something else that comes up. And to be able to have a great resource of materials that they can draw from instead of just having to depend on the regular pedagogy of online learning, which may or may not work depending on the class. One of the research papers that I read early on talked about how students from China who were in this Australian university were really struggling with their online class because it didn't feel like school to them, because the professor would give a little video, give them some tasks, and basically not be there. And for them, they really wanted the influence of the teacher in the classroom and to be able to understand, like, am I doing it right? Am I not doing it right? What's going on? And so this gap of an absence of a teacher, in a sense, really threw off their learning and threw off what they were doing. And so knowing that sometimes students who are coming from a different background might expect more communication than your other students in an online class, or might expect school to look a different way, can be a great resource for a teacher. And it's not something I think we always think about when looking at this online class. And so I guess overall, what I really wanted to do was help teachers to see the different cultures, the different peoples who are in their class, and be able to reach them all no matter their background. So that's my project.